All right, I don't have my watch with me. I left it at home, so I can't control my camera with this. I got the gimbal following me. We're gonna see how this turns out. This video might just be junk. I know I've been jumping around a lot with some of the video work I've been doing, but live and learn. I'm learning. All right, so we got yellow Polovic hose. This is what is gonna do the low pressure for Bay 5. As you see, I've got a lot of it here. I think I got 50 feet of it, 75 feet, I don't know. I got enough to do the Bay. So, other exciting things. We have parts. We have rails. We have a... Please tell me there's a key in there. Yes. Pulley, rails, and... Oh, God. A new Cat 310 pump. Follow along with me while I unbox the first one of these things that... Ooh, that hurt. All right. Follow along with me while I unbox the first one of these things that I have ever unboxed, because all of mine are used in, as I'm finding out from doing some serial number research, older than dirt. I'm opening it up here, and we will see what we are dealing with. Man, that hurt like hell. I opened this stupid Husky knife and pinched myself right there. Box in a box. Well, not really a box in a box, just a pump in a box. All right, some good cardboard. God, I'm getting old when I'm talking about good cardboard. All right, here goes. All right. There is a new Cat 310 pump. I know it's not filled with oil. I didn't get the cover for it. I'm not that worried about it. She is pretty. And the rails to attach it, and the big ass pulley. So I'm gonna get started on assembling this beast. Okay. We're learning as we go here. So I have a little bit of knowledge of working with things like pumps and things like, you know, this. My father was a fabricator and machinist and welder and owned a machine shop, so I'm not dumb when it comes to some things, but I also don't have an amazing level of knowledge. But I'm going to show you what you have, if you can see on the pump, is, if you can see here, I'll zoom in a little bit. All right, as you see, there is this shaft, and there's this, they call it a key. So essentially, the shaft has a slit in it. So what you do, and there's a little Allen key on there. We are going to, and if I'm doing this in the wrong order, feel free to tell me and criticize me, because I'm learning as I go as well. And do not want to drop this damn pump on my foot. But you insert the metal in there, and it goes in, and it goes into the key. Now there is a likes of the Allen wrench here, and I just realized that the vast majority of my Allen wrenches are currently sitting on the porch at home. So this thing, well, Cat's an American company. Hopefully this is SAE, because this is metric. I am dead in the water here until I bring those from the house. Granted, it's 5 minutes away, but if I go home tonight, I'm going to sit down and have a steak and a beer, and that will be all of that. But I just found out that this is SAE. 3/16 to be exact. Man, I'd like to be able to get one there. You know what? We're just gonna zoom out. So what I have here is this mounted in. Let's see if we can get it Little lefty loosey, righty tighty. Five ugga-duggas. We're gonna assume I don't need Loctite on that. Oh, there are two. Okay, all right. I'm liking this better now. Are you also 316? You look beefy. You know, I don't really care. I'm gonna tighten you down anyway. I think this is probably the one. The other one keeps it from rotating on the shaft. This one keeps it from flying off and blowing up in the middle of the night when someone's in here trying to wash their car at 3 in the morning because they're covering up whatever the hell they're doing. Realistically, they're probably working, you know, a night shift, but still, God only knows. I've recently started watching Breaking Bad, so, you know, all kinds of car wash stuff coming up. Yes, I've never watched Breaking Bad. Okay, I'm going to do something that's going to make a lot of people cringe here, but these are under warranty because it is Harbor Freight. I'm going to tighten this bad boy down here. Don't break. Alrighty. Man, that pump feels good and tight. Hell of a lot better than the one it's replacing. I can't do it too much because there's not any oil in this. I don't want to run a whole bunch with the bores being dry. Alright. Sweet. Son of a bitch. I needed to put the rails on first. Told you we're living and learning together. Good thing my channel's not monetized yet. Maybe it will be someday. Because I'm pretty certain I have cursed enough in this video alone that it would be demonetized. Alright, but you see how easy that slides right off of there. We'll get our key, we'll get our pulley. Got our rails. So, cat pumps have these holes through the bottom. I should put on gloves to save grease. Open you up, not get my hand caught in you again. Still hurts like hell. And here are our rails. Are they the same left to right? They are. Great. Okay. Oh. As it leaks water out, I presume from testing. Fine by me, as long as there's not water in the crankcase. You know, what size is this thing? Probably half. I'm guessing it's a half, like everything else. Oh, hallelujah, it's a half. The only problem is, all of my half-inch stuff is greasy from working on a cat pump for Bay 3, which leaks oil like an old Cadillac Northstar. That's the next one that's going to have to go, I'm afraid, just because the seals are gone in it and I can't replace them. Okay. I went and marked, I had to look at the other one. Second one back, second one in. So these holes mount to the pump, these holes mount so that the rails, so you can adjust it as you need, which I've got some weird fitment issues going on that I'm gonna have to do some work on, but it's okay. I'm building some stuff in my head, namely, I think I'm gonna have to make some sort of tensioner for the belts. And it's one of those things, I know what I need to do. I don't quite know how I'm going to get there. One of those things where I wish my dad were still here because he'd know right away. And also, he welded. I know enough about welding to get myself in trouble. But we're going to learn. We're going to have to, because this is one of those cases of you can either do it yourself and take the money to the bank, or we can hire it out. And I like money, but I'm cheap. So I'm keeping my money. And that means manual labor. All right. Now get in there. Oh, good Lord. This is not difficult, it's just awkward. Kind of like me, I'm not difficult. I'm just awkward. I'll tell my husband that. He would probably disagree that I am difficult, but that's okay. Keeps us young. All right. Might not be easy to see in the video, but I'm literally just this giant bolt through here, and all I'm doing is loosely fitting lock nut or a lock washer and a nut. Sometimes you can look at it. I hate almond joy. I also hate mounds. We do not need nuts, nor do we need coconut in our candy bars. Okay. This is so stupid. I am going to have dueling ratchets here. Yep, sure enough. All I'm doing is tightening these rails down to 1/2 inch on each side. So I got 2 ratchets here going at it. And the one thing I have learned in this industry is you don't have to kill everything. Whoever had this place before me tightened everything down until it's ready to like break. And I have broken so many things trying to fix this. So, yeah. Don't have to. With the exception of where these damn things mount over there on the pump stands. My absolute nightmare trying to keep them situated and not falling. All right. One final time, mounting this pulleying key. Get your butt in there. And then, where is my friend? Here is my friend. Alrighty. As it squishes water everywhere. I like how they ship these with test water in them. And, you know, that's great, but we still are in winter. And thankfully this thing did not sit in my van. Actually, it did sit in my van last night. And it did get down to the 30s here. I don't think we got close to freezing. I think it was like 35, 36, so, you know, close, but not freezing. God, that just seems like should really be tighter, but I'm looking at the other ones, and this is how they are. And considering how old they are, I think they're good. Great. So now, this is an assembled cat pump. I did not get the fancy chrome cover that goes on the stub on this side because the shaft runs through, so you can actually put the pulley on either side depending on your setup. I think I have one over there I can rip off. It just won't be pretty. I don't care. It's functional. So now what I have to do next I'm just going to rip off all the plumbing that's on that one and go ahead and put it on here. And as I'm looking, it is slightly different right now because what we have our water inlet, we have our output, which is 3/8. I need to take this plug off because that is where in my particular setup, big guy, I'm not sure I have a socket for that, maybe a 1 inch. In my particular setup, I do, it's 15/16. Oh, it's the same as the, okay. That's where my soap mix is in. So a little bit odd compared to some others. A little simpler. I actually like it. It's one of those things, though, whoever did it, obviously, maybe old school. Maybe it's the way they used to do it. A lot of the things around here I have kept, I've learned because, well, it worked. So why change what worked for so long for them? So I think, that's a quarter of a half. I think I may call it here for tonight. And plumb this baby up tomorrow. Here. So, just I'll explain. I'll go out in the bay and explain what's happening here and why we're doing all this. All right. Diesel here, Rory here. So, what is happening here? So, first off, we've got bay 1, bay 2. This is the one in question. And bay 3. Bay 3 is the one that leaks oil like a sieve, as you see before. So, in a burnt out belt from the bay 3. So, first things first, this is what I have to swap in here. I just have to swap these 3 things, this pump. Oh, I can seal the end cone off of it. So what we have is water coming in. We have, this is a bypass loop. We have soap coming in. Pump pressurizes. It comes out through here. This is what goes out to the bay, to the gun to use. This thing right here is a bypass regulator. What it does is bleed off excess pressure to make sure that we're not giving 2200 PSI, which is what the pump's capable of, to the bay, because that could cause some damage to the wrong person who didn't know what they were doing. When I can adjust the pressure by twisting this nut, which pushes this in or out, it actually tensions a spring in here. And it just loops back through. It just creates a bypass loop for anything excess. So, the issue that we're experiencing, and this is a soap mixing manifold coming off the wall over there. You see where they're coming down here. Eventually I'll get all this cleaned up so it looks pretty. I'm doing this partly as construction and partly because I'm seeing what's leaking and what's working and what's not. The wiring is ugly, but it's very functional. So the issue I'm having is that bay 2 is not generating enough pressure, and it's making a sound, which is basically the it's where it's just not making pressure and it's bleeding off. I've not been happy with it for a while. Customers have been fine, but it's not really the quality that I would like to put. This is what I'm talking about. Look at that filthy bay. And I'll clean it up tonight. I'll get a brush. It's just where people bring vehicles in here. So you'll be able to hear this. I'm going to go ahead and with my remote start bay 2. You can hear this. And that pulsing. And you actually can hear it rattling in the ceiling up there. And you can see it vibrate. It's not what it should be. So it should be smooth, almost like your pressure washer at home. Now, it'll build up pressure for a second, and then it bleeds off. And that bleed off is basically where that loop is not working correctly. So when you see it puffing and shaking like that, that's where it's not making the pressure at all. And eventually it beats the valves out of the pump to where the pump just doesn't work anymore. So, getting the hang of this. So that's what we're fixing. And I have replaced the valves, which are traditionally what will cause a pump to do that. I've replaced the seals because that pump did have water in its oil. It is not what they call, not wallowed out. I forget the term. Basically, it's not scored. I don't know why it's just not doing what it should be doing. But at this point, I'm not happy with it, and I've actually had a couple customers comment on it to the point to where I've refunded people in the past week. So that's when I was like, you know what, this is time. I don't want to get a reputation for not having good water pressure or anything else. That's where this all came from. So yeah, I am gonna go sweep that bay out. I am gonna come back by tomorrow, put Bay 2 out of service, and put this pump in its place. I'm tired. It's a very dirty job that I just don't really want to start tonight. So I'm not. One thing I am going to do is fill this pump with oil, because they don't come with oil. They don't come shipped with oil. They also don't come with the oil. And they want a hideous amount of money for a quart of this oil. Fortunately, I have a bunch of them because I bought a bunch of rebuild kits for fixing these pumps, and I change the oil regularly. So I am gonna fill this up right now. This takes talent to do while I'm talking, but I'm watching the sight glass. And then I'm going to turn off the heat, button this place up, and stop on the way home to get a couple things I need, and then go visit my hound dog and throw a couple steaks in the air fryer. It's just us tonight. My husband's not over here until the weekend. So I think I'm going to call it a night, and I'm going to try and probably put this video together and see exactly how much of a nightmare it is. Talk to you later.